someone that deserves good energy because in his presence, there's never any strife. One of the greatest in-ring storytellers of our time? Check. The masses are in awe of his body of work from Jersey to Quebec. He's in round 2 of this tournament. I speak of the one and only Magnum TA. Magnum, if you could unmute your microphone, my friend. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. Avi. I'm so proud of the evolution of this great body of work that you put together, and really just excited to see where it's going.
Hall of Famer, multi-time Olympian, poet, scholar, host. These are some of the words that some have chanted. I concur. But before anything else, I use the word brother. Last name Henry, first name Mark. Mark Henry, welcome, my friend.
What's going on, man? Listen, I always love the introductions, but you put something in there new this time.
I'll tell you, man.
Dictionary of foods. I love that. I think that there should be a dictionary of foods. It would start with, I know better, and it would end with, but I'm not going to listen.
That's right, and I'm not going to listen.
It's even better to be able to put the work in and have people recognize it. That's why I always give you your flowers, because you do a lot of work, and the research that you do on all the luminaries and actors, and that says a lot about a human being. So you care about the product that you put out, and that's why the show is so successful.
He came a long way from that 4-year-old in Wisconsin who couldn't wait to put on a pair of skates. Some numbers? Sure. This man has won 46 World Cup races, 7 overall titles. He set 8 world records. He won the gold medal in 1994. He was inducted into the United States Olympic Hall of Fame in 2004. Last name Jansen, first name Dan. Welcome, Dan Jansen, to the celebrity tournament, my friend.
Thank you, Avi. What a pleasure. I don't know what to say after that. You rap, you do it all,
Wow.
and you manage to get it all in. So thank you so much. It's my honor and pleasure to be here.
Emmy Award, Golden Globe, AMA, WGA, and Olympians all in this tournament. You're here to win the entire thing, my friend?
You know what? Of course. But if you don't actually want to win, you don't have anything to strive for and to set goals for. So yeah, darn right, I want to win this thing.
In the States or in Japan, the fans wanted more and asked for an encore, but he gave them his all while reminding us what he will always stand for. Last name Rotunda, first name Mike. Mike, welcome to the TCAN Celebrity Tournament, my friend.
Thank you, Avi. You definitely have skill, my friend.
That
was an awesome introduction, and I appreciate it. It's great to be here with all your other guests.
There's 97 Hall of Famers, Oscar, Emmy, Tony, Grammy, Golden Globe, Olympians, all in this entire tournament. Are you here to win the entire thing, my friend?
I'll just say this, Avi. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
I love it. I love it, guys and gals. He's an incredible artist and even became a partner in an actual railroad. But as for this rhyming session, it's arrivederci, goodbye, and adios. So put your hands together for a kind, talented, one-of-a-kind human being. First name Michael, last name Gross. Welcome, my friend, to the green room.
Thank you so much. That is the finest rhymed eulogy I've ever heard in my life.
No.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
The way you would approach people, the reputation you have, which is something I really admire, you would let them know, let me just finish my dinner, and it takes 2 seconds.
How do you know all this stuff?
We're in the same industry. We're going to kick it off first to Mr. Michel Gross, who will kindly explain which former co-star of yours would make the ideal co-star alongside yourself in a buddy road cop trip comedy, why he selected the person that he did, along with the title of the film that you would co-star in.
I am choosing the late actor Fred Ward. Fred, I worked with in both Tremors 1, Tremors 2, Aftershocks, and a 1988 feature film entitled Big Business with Bette Midler and Lily Tomlin. We're physically very different types. Fred had been in his life a boxer, a lumberjack, a janitor, a short order cook, among other things. I was never a lumberjack because I did not live in that part of the world, and I was never a boxer because I always felt my face was imperfect enough as it was, and I didn't need any further rearranging. Fred, so Anyway, with Fred and I as the buddies, I'm titling our film with reference to the Latin phrase non sequitur, which literally means it doesn't follow. So in our case, our title is a play on words, ready for this, non sequitur, because for most of the piece, Fred Ward and I would, in our attempt to evade the law for some past criminal transgression, we would be disguised as Catholic nuns, non sequitur. And we road trip our way through the US of A, meeting people from all parts of the country and all walks of life who are fascinated, intrigued.
The same question now will be posed to Mr. Mike. If you could explain which former colleague of yours that you shared either a locker room with would make the ideal co-star, along with yourself, in a buddy road trip comedy.
One of the guys that I really think that was funny and we had a lot of great times together would be make a good comedy movie is the guy by the name of Rick Steiner, who was a Michigan All-American wrestler. But I had a lot of interesting road trips with Steiner. I'll give you an example. We were in like 4 o'clock traffic, 6 lanes of traffic, but there's nowhere to wiggle to get over to the left or right. And Steiner looks up on the dash, and I had some of those like dehydrated, sun-kissed raisins, and Rick goes, "Hey, can I have some of those raisins?" And I said, "Yeah, I don't care." Rips the top off the raisins and goes and shovels them down his throat. So we're driving along, and all of a sudden he starts, making all these noises. And I go, "You okay, Steiner?" And he's like doing it again. And I go, "I don't know if I can get over to the side. Are you choking?" And finally, Scott Steiner, his brother, sits up and he goes, "What's the matter?" And I said, "Your brother's choking on the raisins." And Scott goes, "Well, take him away from him." I'm like, "Are you kidding me? This is like something out of Dumb and Dumber." My idea would be, if I was going to do a ride-along type movie and call it Varsity Club Hits the Road.
You'll understand. My co-star happened to have been my coach. His name's Peter Miller. I believe has made every skater he's ever coached better. His downside is he doesn't do well with authority. He just believes that it has to be done this way, whether there's rules or not, and this is the way it's going to be done. He'll get hired by a national federation from whatever country it is, and after 2 to 3 years, somehow Pete is gone because he doesn't follow the rules. So that is that character. So I'm the other character. I just was brought up to follow rules. So my sitcom, if you will, would be titled would be The Odd Couple. And Pete and I would be, coaching, and it would all be things that have happened. Literally, for instance, of course, we're all wearing USA and our uniforms and so forth, and Pete's got a jean jacket on. He's on the ice coaching us with a jean jacket. It makes me laugh thinking about it because he will be forever, one of the most important people in my life. And yet he's rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
I just can't deny the words and the way Michael laid out, his whole scenario.
I would have to go with Michel Gross. Just the visual, the picture that he painted in my head made me want to see it.
Mike and Dan will select one historical figure to accompany them on a very important voyage. They will be visiting someone that meant a lot to them at any point in their life. Which historical figure accompanies you on this trip? Why did you select them? And B, who, where, and when will the two of you be visiting?
I would go back in the time when Jesus Christ was being crucified. And first of all, I would try to help him in any way possibly that I could. And I would ask him to come with me back to early 2023 to save my son's life. If he possibly could tell me anything I could have done or our family could have done to save my 36-year-old son from passing away of a heart attack. Some people, if you're not a Christian, might go, that's never going to happen. But to me, it's worth being a Christian to hopefully one day see our son again.
So I got these questions the same time Mike did. The person that the historical figure I chose was also Jesus Christ. The person that we would visit would be my sister Jane. A year prior to my second Olympic Games, 1988, Jane, she was diagnosed with leukemia, and she fought hard, and she lost her battle. I, along with my family, decided to race that day, and I fell that night. What I would go back to with Jesus Christ, I would go back to that year, and I would go back and ask him if he could make us understand, make her understand, and then make us understand why this might somehow be better than her, seeing her 3 baby girls grow up. Maybe we don't really want to know the answers, but sometimes we do. We may never find out. I just hope and pray to him that she's better off.
But you guys gave them so much love when they were in life, a heart, and I want to set a precedence if we can. I'm going to bring in the judges now if I can, if they don't mind. Is it okay if we do not vote on this topic? We've never done that before in the history of the celebrity tournament.
I love that.
Man, it's going to happen. We'll be able to see all of those people in.
And when I see those hurting, but I see also that love and that understanding of the way, the truth, and the light, then that restores me to hear them approaching life like that.
Guys, our third topic, it's a thought-provoking one. It's the only one. It's our final one. It's the only one that's different. It's the only one where I pose different questions to our luminaries here before us. Mike, I will ask you first, good sir. Your question is, when does silence convey more meaning than words?
When I'm in the middle of an argument with my wife. I haven't won an argument in 40 years. That's the time to shut up.
Mike, I'm still trying to learn that myself.
Good luck.
Man, Mr. Dan Jansen, my question to you is, to what degree have you actually controlled the course your life has taken, my friend?
And I believe that also we can't just sit around and do nothing and hope that our lives, magically, take a path that we want them to. We have to make decisions. We have to get out there and do things to make things happen. Going, training every day and getting up and doing your 1 and 2 workouts every day. Those are decisions. All of those things. I love what I do. I love to go to work every day. And so those are decisions that I think I made, and have certainly altered the course of my life.
You definitely have to know when to just say, yes, dear. To support in silence is when somebody is going through a traumatic event, and sometimes you just need somebody to sit with and to let them talk. Yeah, I'd have to give a thumbs up to both.
But these last 2 things, these men are shoulder to shoulder and head high both, and I can't call it for that one was overshadowed the other on any way, shape, or form.
The 2 and 1 minutes 0. So, guys and gals and pals, Mr. Dan Jansen and Mike Rotunda have tied each other anyhow, which means they will both be in round 2 of the TCAN Celebrity Tournament. Not something that happens often, but round of applause to you, gentlemen. Thank you again for giving us your heart and your soul. I appreciate that so much, guys.
And you bring a great entertainment value to this whole approach that you've got, which is so unique. But then the meat of it is just so rich and tasteful that I'm just really excited to see where this will all go.
Well, you're